Corbett, Correa, De Leon, DeSaulnier, Dutton, Emerson, Evans, Fuller, Gaines, Hancock, Harmon, Hernandez, Huff, Kehoe, LaMalfa, Leno, Ted Lieu, Carol Lieu, Lowenthal, Negrete McLeod, Padilla, Pavley, Price, Rubio, Runner, Semidian, Steinberg, Strickland, Vargas, Walters, Wolk, Wright, Wyland, Yee.
Members, please report to the floor for today's session. Please report to the floor for today's session. There you go. The Senate will convene in 30 seconds. And our guests beyond the rail and in the gallery, please rise. We'll be led in prayer this morning by our chaplain, Rabbi Mona Alfi, after which please remain standing. We'll be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag by Senator Negrete McLeod.
Good morning. O Creator of us all, you judge us both by how we meet life's challenges as well as by life's opportunities. It is at these times that our true values are illuminated and our character is laid bare before you. For some, life's difficult moments can create a personal crisis where we discover a gap between how we perceive ourselves and how we truly are. And for others, it is a moment of affirmation when we behave according to our highest ideals and respond to life with integrity and honor. O source of strength, enable us to meet even our most difficult tasks with grace and sincerity, and may you always judge us with favor and with compassion. May this be God's will. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Rabbi. Any privileges of the floor? Senator Yee is not here. Messages from the governor will be deemed read. Messages from the assembly will be deemed read. Committee reports will be deemed read and amendments adopted. Okay, motions, resolutions, and notices. Without objection, the following resolution will be withdrawn from committee and placed on today's special consent file, SCR 62. Introduction and first reading of bills will be deemed read. Members will move to consideration of the daily file. Governor's appointments. Senator Steinberg, are you prepared to take up item 54?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. This is the nomination of Howard L. Schwartz as the Chief Deputy Director of the Personnel Administration Department, otherwise known as the DPA. Mr. Schwartz was heard in the Rules Committee on the 25th of January, approved on a 5-0 vote, no opposition. Howard has been in this arena for a long time, very smart, understands both sides, and he is playing a critical role in protecting the state's workforce. I'd urge an aye vote.
Any debate or discussion, members? Any debate or discussion? Seeing none, Secretary, please call the roll.
Alquist. Aye. Anderson. Berryhill. Aye. Blakesley. Calderon. Cannella. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. De Leon. DeSaulnier. Aye. Dutton. Emerson. Aye. Evans. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Hancock. Harmon. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Huff. Aye. Kehoe. Aye. LaMalfa. Aye. Leno. Aye. Ted Lieu. Carol Lieu. Lowenthal. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Aye. Padilla. Pavley. Price.
Aye.
Aye. Rubio. Runner. Semidian. Steinberg. Aye. Strickland. Aye. Vargas. Aye. Walters. Aye. Wolk. Wright. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Wyland. Aye. Yee. Anderson. Aye. Ted Lieu. Aye. Rubio. Aye. Calderon. Aye.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Blakesley. De Leon. Dutton. Fuller. Hancock. Carol Lieu. Padilla. Pavley. Runner. Semidian. Yee.
Ayes 29, no 0. The appointment is confirmed. The appointment is confirmed. Item 55. Senator Steinberg. Item 55.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. There's multiple nominations here of gubernatorial appointments. Carl W. Robertson is a member of the Hastings College of Law Board of Directors. Christopher Cabalden and Diane Harrison as members of the Western Interstate Commission for Higher Education. Jean-Pierre Wolfe as a member of the Water Quality Control Board, the Central Coast Region. All these nominees were heard on the 25th of January, approved on a 5-0 vote without opposition. I'd urge an aye vote.
Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Any objection with using the previous? All right. Is that microphone up? Senator Wyland. Okay. Any further debate or discussion? Secretary, call the roll.
Alquist. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Blakesley. Calderon. Aye. Cannella. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. De Leon. Aye. DeSaulnier. Aye. Dutton. Emerson. Aye. Evans. Aye. Fuller. Gaines. Aye. Hancock. Harmon. I. Hernandez. I. Huff. I. Kehoe. I. Lamalfa. Leno. I. Ted Lieu. I. Carol Lieu.
Members, please, your attention.
Lowenthal. I. Negrete McLeod. I. Padilla. Pavley. Price.
Aye.
I. Rubio. I. Runner. Semidian. Steinberg. I. Strickland. I. Vargas. I. Walters. I. Wolk. I. Wright. I. Wyland. I. Yee. Yee, I.
Call the absent members.
Blakesley. Dutton. Fuller. I. Hancock. Lamalfa. Carol Lieu. Padilla. Pavley. Runner. Semidian.
Ayes 31, noes 0. The appointments are confirmed. Senator Yee, for what purpose do you rise?
Under privilege of the floor.
You may proceed.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and Senators. It is with great honor that I introduce to you a world-renowned chef. His name is Chef Ho Chun Sung. He is the 2011 International Taipei Beef Noodle Soup Champion. Senator Wright, I don't think that Leo Chu has done this yet, okay? He's gonna serve you. Since winning that championship, he has become a household name in Taiwan. Like Japanese ramen and Vietnamese pho, Taiwan beef noodle soup is Taiwan's signature dish. Taipei, Taiwan's capital city, boasts of 300 specialty beef noodle soup shops, which last year grossed over $33 million. Today, Chef Hong will demonstrate the preparation of his award-winning beef noodle soup recipe at Spataro, 2 p.m. You are all welcome. Chef Howe's California tour will also allow him to stop by the Google headquarters for a demonstration at the Asian Society of Northern California and also Williams-Sonoma, San Francisco. Accompanying the chef is the Director General, Ambassador Jack Chang, who is with the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in San Francisco. He served as an ambassador in Norway, a Director General, Consul General in Seattle. He's also served Taiwan in Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Houston. He was educated at the University of or Harvard University. Both of them are here to welcome all of us to a demonstration at Spataro of the beef noodle soup at 2 p.m. And so with that, let me welcome both the chef and the Director General.
All right.
President, if I can have the Director General Ambassador say a couple words.
Without objection.
Honorable President and the distinguished member of the Senator, it's a privilege and honor for me with the Chef Ho to be invited here. For those of you who have never been to Taiwan before, let me give you a very quick, rough idea how small country we are. If you put the island of Taiwan into the Michigan Lake, there are still a lot of water around that. That's the same size with the Delaware. However, we are very dynamic. Right now, the 18th largest economy in the world and also the first largest manufacturer of the IT products in the world. As you may be aware, that Taiwan is not only attractive for our very powerful economy, but we are also very famous for its natural beauty, friendly people, particularly for the paradise of full love. That's why many people who are looking for the genuine Chinese cuisine always choose Taiwan as their final destination. So today I'm very more than happy to present the Master Chef Ho to everybody, the championship of the Taipei International Beef Noodle Soup Competition last year. Among so many Taiwanese delicacy, beef noodle soup actually is the most popular one. It is not just because it's very tasty, simple, comforting, and nutritious, because complete meal just in one bowl, and it also equally beloved by the people in all walks of life. A bowl of them may cost you just $3 on the street, and also may cost you up to $200 at a 5-star gourmet restaurant. So that's why its reputation already started established in the Asian market. That's why we try to bring over and go further to the capital city, Sacramento. So it's my highly honor to join Senator Yu to invite each one of you to join the Mr. Ho demonstration this afternoon. I believe the Mr. Ho demonstration will not only help you get to know about my country, Taiwan, but also will help the California very good quality beef and will either here or the United States or in Taiwan. So please just take a short break to join us to enjoy the bowl of the beef noodle soup. Of course, I'm more than happy to buy each one of you the cup of the Taiwanese beer. So in the meantime, please accept my best wishes for each one of you for the good health, good prosperity, and good fortune through the years of the dragon. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words and for the good noodles. Members, let's acknowledge a former member, Senator Torlakson, who's with us on the floor today, currently the Superintendent of Public Instruction. Senator LaMalfa, what purpose do you rise?
Privileges of the floor, Mr. President.
Without objection.
For introduction. We have joining us from Glenn County, from the city of Willows, the honkers of Willows High School up in the gallery. Howdy, guys. I just have a brief history on that. My first encounter with Willows High School was in September of 1974. We were playing freshman football. We'd come over from Las Plumas and Oroville, and as we drove past the cemetery, we're all football players getting jacked up like, yeah, we're going to put them in there, man. Well, our first play of the game, Willows had the ball, and it was a sweep to the right. They went about 66 yards for a touchdown. We lost 34-0. But so the honkers are indeed mighty. And
members, this is an important story. Please, your attention. Continue, Senator.
66 yards for a touchdown. We lost 34-0, but I'm getting over it. Welcome, Willows, and God bless you in your school there. We'll see you.
Thank you, Senator, for that story, and to one of the great high schools in California. Thank you. Senator De Leon, what purpose do you rise?
Magic, the magic man. Thank you, Mr. President, as well as colleagues. I want to take this quick opportunity to present May Sedania Torlakson, who's visiting us here in Sacramento, representing MESA, the Math, Engineering, Science Achievement Organization, which has played a big, vital role in the lives of many young folks who have aspired to become math majors and engineering majors. She's made great accomplishments in the California, but particularly the East Bay area, and she happens to be probably the much better half of our good friend, Mr. Tom Torlakson over there. So May Sedania Torlakson, everybody. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, Mrs. Torlakson, and for your outstanding efforts in education. All right, members, we're going to return to the daily file. Item 62. Senator Evans. Item 62. Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 61 by Senator Evans relative to Cervical Cancer Awareness Month.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Colleagues, this is a resolution that we had initially planned to bring up in January because it recognizes January 2012 as Cervical Cancer Awareness Month. and encourages prompt access to preventive services and medical care in order to overcome barriers to care and treatment of cervical cancer. We put this off, though, because I was amending the language to respond to some of Senator Dutton's concerns, which we were able to do, so I am now bringing it up a little bit belatedly. This is a very important issue to be aware of. Many women die every year from cervical cancer. In fact, I lost my own grandmother at a very early age from this disease. It's one of the few cancers that can be detected from regular screening, and prevention awareness, early detection, and treatment can save thousands of lives. It's the second most common form of cancer worldwide and causes 4,000 deaths in the United States every year. The bill is sponsored by the California Medical Association and the American Congress of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, and I urge an aye vote.
Debate or discussion, members, on this item? Any debate? Seeing none, we'll have a roll call vote. The Secretary will call the roll.
Alquist. Aye. Anderson. No. Berryhill. Blakesley. Calderon. Aye. Canella. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. Aye. De Leon. Aye. DeSaulnier. Aye. Dutton. Emerson. Aye. Evans. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Harmon. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Huff. Kehoe. Aye. LaMalfa. Leno. Aye. Ted Lieu. Aye. Carol Lieu. Lowenthal. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Aye. Padilla. Pavley. Price. Aye. Rubio. Aye. Runner. Semidian. Steinberg. Strickland. Steinberg, aye. Strickland. Vargas. Aye. Walters. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Wyland. Aye. Yee. Yee, aye.
Call the absent members.
Strickland, aye. Berryhill. Aye. Blakesley. Dutton. Huff. Aye. LaMalfa. Carol Lieu. Padilla. Pavley. Runner. Semidian. Aye. Walters.
Ayes 31, noes 1. The resolution is adopted. Members, we're going to file item 63, Senator Price at his desk. The Secretary will read.
Senate Resolution 24 by Senator Price relative to 2012 Black History Month.
Senator Price.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I rise to present Senate Resolution 24, which recognizes February as Black History Month. Each year, the California Legislative Black Caucus honors African Americans who've had a positive impact on our state as a whole, and not just in the African American community. While the goal is always to include contributions of African Americans throughout the year, we definitely take advantage of this month with special programs and acknowledgments. On Monday, you will recall, we honored on this floor the great one and only Quincy Jones, who was certainly been a world pioneer.
A senior moment, Senator Price.
Yes. Today, we are highlighting the masterful Tuskegee Airmen with a special historic exhibit at the California Museum located here on O Street. The exhibit will be on display through August the 7th, 2012. The story of the Tuskegee Airmen, as told in George Lucas's blockbuster movie Red Tails, is a story of brave American heroes that every American should know. Black History Month is a time of reflection to remember the trailblazers who are no longer around to see the impact on our culture. As the month continues, I encourage you all to join us in this celebration. And on behalf of the California Legislative Black Caucus, please accept this poster as a token of our efforts and the fine exhibit that will be on display at the California Museum through August the 7th. Madam President, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Members, is there any debate or discussion on this resolution? Any debate? Seeing none, members, this is a Senate resolution. We can take it up with a voice vote. So I'll ask for all those in favor to say aye. Any nays? The resolution is adopted, and thank you for the beautiful poster, Senator Price. Members, we will move. We will move to special consent. Secretary, please read.
Senate Concurrent Resolution 62 by Senator Steinberg relative to Spay-Neuter Awareness Month.
And we are on special consent, members. File item 62. We'll call the roll.
Alquist. Aye. Anderson. Berryhill. Blakesley. Calderon. Aye. Canella. Aye. Corbett. Aye. Correa. De Leon. Aye. DeSaulnier. Aye. Dutton. Emerson. Aye. Evans. Aye. Fuller. Aye. Gaines. Aye. Hancock. Aye. Harmon. Aye. Hernandez. Aye. Huff. Aye. Kehoe.
Aye.
Aye. LaMalfa. Aye. Leno. Aye. Ted Lieu. Aye. Carol Lieu. Lowenthal. Aye. Negrete McLeod. Aye. Padilla. Pavley. Price. Aye. Rubio. Aye. Runner. Semidian. Aye. Steinberg. Aye. Strickland. Aye. Vargas. Aye. Walters. Aye. Wolk. Aye. Wright. Aye. Wyland. Aye. Yee.
Call the absent members.
Yee. Aye. Anderson. Aye. Berryhill. Aye. Blakesley. Correa. Aye. Dutton. Carol Lieu. Padilla. Pavley. Runner.
Ayes 34, noes 0. The resolution is adopted. That is the special consent calendar, members. Senator Hancock, at my desk, for what purpose?
Thank you very much, Madam President. Members, the Senate Public Safety Committee will be meeting to hear one bill, AB 324, by Assemblywoman Buchanan in room 3191, immediately upon adjournment. Just one bill, so please be prompt, everybody.
All right. Members, we will return to motions and resolutions. Remember, public safety will meet immediately upon adjournment. Any additional adjourn in memories this morning? Is there any additional adjourn in memories? I don't see any. Senator Wright, you wish to address the condition of the file? Senator Wright.
On the condition of file, Madam President.
Without objection.
You know, when the United States was preparing to go to war in Iraq, then Secretary of State Colin Powell warned President George W. Bush what is often called the Pottery Barn rule. If you break it, you own it. Over $1 trillion, 887 lives. Almost 10 years later, we left Iraq, minus Saddam Hussein, but almost as bad as we found it when we first invaded. Last year, we voted to dissolve 400 redevelopment agencies. As of today, there have been some 3,350 workers laid off, 4,300 construction workers have been idled, and 160 projects have been halted. The loss of permit fee revenue to the cities is currently into the millions. I mentioned last week that the bond rating agencies had lowered the rating on RDA bonds, which could cost somewhere north of $750 million. To date, schools and special districts haven't received a dime, and they may not, as there may be nothing left. And depending upon the prices received by the RDA property liquidations, they could actually lose money. Now, as some cities have elected to become successor agencies, they're going to assume the debts of the RDAs with no clear source of revenue as to how those debts will be paid, which is prompting a review of many of the city's municipal bonds, and several cities have already been placed on a watch list. Some of the RDAs were holding toxic land, which the successor agencies and cities will have no source of revenue to mitigate. The Polanco statute protected cities from liability while the land was held by RDAs. But this is not a clear case for the successor agencies. So absent a change or clarifying law, cities may have to assume the liabilities for the toxic land that they acquired. And finally, Some 30,000 low and moderate income housing units are in jeopardy of reverting to market rate, as the funding to maintain these subsidies is unclear. This is separate from the revenue that the Pro Tem was seeking, as that was based on tax increment financing, which we dissolved. The other funds that the Pro Tem was working on are unspent dollars that were in the RDA housing accounts. We will see how this plays out in the coming months. Members, we broke RDAs and we're going to soon own them. We may never see any revenue to schools or special districts, as the debts could consume all the revenues. I hope everybody is okay with this.
Members, any further business to come before the House this morning? Anything else? Senator Steinberg, the desk is clear. Senator Huff. Well, we're almost.
Thank you, Madam President. Republican caucus immediately after session.
Republican caucus immediately after session in the Cox Lounge. Thank you, Senator Huff. Senator Steinberg, the desk is clear.
Thank you very much, members. Session will resume 2 o'clock on Monday. Wish everyone a good weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Steinberg. Members, the Senate will be in recess until 3:30. We'll resume on Monday at 2 p.m.